Hi, good morning, everybody. Wonderful. Good morning. I'd love you to see you. I've been very glad to be given one of your Castle Rock High School ties. Many thanks. It's fantastic to see you, and great to be joining you here on what I think for some of you is your first day back at school. Yes, and also for some of you, your first day at this school at all. Or is it just your first day back? Which year are you? Year 11. It's your first day. It's your first day back. Well, it's great to see you. And I remember my first day of term, or what that feeling was like—a mixture of nervousness and excitement. And we all used to ask each other, all sorts of questions about, which classroom we were going to be in, what subjects we were going to be studying, and what everybody thought about the English teacher's new beard and that kind of thing. And the question was always, what did you do over the summer? What did you do in the summer? And I'm afraid I do know what you did over the summer, or I know roughly what you did over the summer, because you, like millions of pupils all over our country, made a huge sacrifice, and you did something that no previous generation of pupils has ever done in our country, because it is now, I think I'm right in saying this, Julia, 159 days since this school closed as a result of a global pandemic to the vast majority of its pupils, including you, right? 159 days. And of course, it stayed open to cope with vulnerable kids, special needs, and children of key workers. And I thank, again, teachers here and across the country who did a heroic job of keeping schools open to cope with that vital necessity. But there were millions of people, millions of young people, for the last 159 days, who simply could not go to school. And you did as much as you could, of course, at home, didn't you? Yes? Online? Yes? Definitely. But you couldn't see your teachers face to face. You couldn't see your friends. No, not face to face. Team sports were out of the question. You couldn't sit your exams, which you yearned to do. And I'm afraid that your grades were almost derailed by a mutant algorithm. And I know how stressful that must have been for pupils up and down the country. And I'm very glad that it has finally been sorted out. But I just wanted to say thank you, therefore, to all of you for your patience and your efforts, because it has been worth it. And of course, we've always got to be vigilant. We've got to follow the guidance about beating COVID. Number one, wash your hands. But it's thanks to you that we have the disease under control. We have the number of deaths way down. We have the number of hospital admissions way down. And it's thanks to you and your sacrifice that we've protected the NHS and saved literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lives. And as I say, no previous generation of pupils has ever done anything like this. And so, quite frankly, after all that time, 159 days, the risk to your health is not from COVID, because after all, statistically speaking, your chances of suffering from that disease are very low. The greatest risk you face now is of continuing to be out of school. And that's not just because school is safe, though it is, or healthy, though of course it is. It's not just because you have your friends and activities and sport here at school. It's because from now on, from getting back into school, the hours and days and weeks of this new term, you will experience things with an intensity and clarity, believe me, that is seldom repeated in your lives. And you'll remember these days and weeks and months. You really will. And when you've been struggling with something in the classroom or whatever, some concept that you can't get, like the supine stem of Confiteor or nuclear fusion, or is Harry Potter sexist? Answer no, by the way. Is it politically acceptable to sing Rule Britannia? Yes. When you're struggling with complex questions, or something that you're worried about, somebody, very probably a teacher, a brilliant teacher, will say something, and a light will go on, the clouds will lift, and you will never, ever forget that moment. And that moment is absolutely irreplaceable. It's invaluable. And it can only happen in school. And that's why education is the great equalizer, it's the liberator, it's the transformer of society. And it's the single most important way in which we can unite and level up across this whole country and deliver social justice. And that is why we must, in the next week and the succeeding days, we must have every pupil back in school in the way that you've come back to school. So thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you to your teachers, to your school, for the wonderful job that they have done in getting ready. Welcome back to school, and I hope you have a fantastic term. Thank you all very much. Thank you.